Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the success strategist, bringing you week 27 spotlight on success for all our solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, and business leaders out there. Today, we are talking about the very important topic of mastering financial strategies. This is so important because it undergirds all we're attempting to do in our businesses. No matter if you're a pre-startup, startup, or mature business, we need to be constantly taking the pulse check on where we're at financially so that we can understand how much risk we can bear and how much investment in growth and innovation we can make on an ongoing basis. So 5-step process for you to be thinking about as you are looking to master your financial strategies for 2024 and beyond. Because what are we aiming at? 10x to 25x growth in your business and or your life. Again, doesn't matter if you're a solopreneur, entrepreneur, very mature business leader, or just thinking about getting into the space, it's going to offer something for you when you can master this set of information. So number one, we want to be thinking about budgeting, forecasting, and cost control. Why? Because data matters. We need to understand real time where we're at, where we expected to be, what have we been investing in, what is the ROI on those investments, and we need to be driving operational efficiencies and optimizing those on an ongoing basis. So budget, that's our stake in the ground. So I budgeted. I know how much I should have coming in. I know how much I should have coming out. I know my growth percentage, and I should be able to say what my ROI is from the investments that I'm making. Forecasting, we're going to go 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, not only given prior performance, but through your investments, what your vision is, right? What your vision and your goals are for 1, 3, and 5 years out. And then last but not least is the cost control. You've heard many, many topics so far in 2024 with regard to spotlight on success that's talking about optimize, optimize, optimize in all areas. The first thing we want to do is where can we cut costs? If we look at it from a people, process, and technology standpoint, right? We want to harness automation to lessen the manual processes to overcome some of our manual people pay, right? And then we basically reuse and harness our talent in different ways because we're going to create automated processes, automated reporting, automated compliance, automated funnels, automated outreach, automated follow-up, automated fulfillment, right? So all of those things, we were going to be driving relentlessly operational efficiencies so that we can drive your costs down, 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 and your revenues up, up, up. The next is, now that we have our budget, we have our forecast, we have our cost control mechanisms in place. It's not a one and done. We need to then put in our schedule for how often we're going to look at that. I would advise, especially in your budgeting and forecasting, that you work with your peoples to have that real time, right? Especially as we move into number 2, which is cash flow management and investment strategies. These two wrap together to have a real-time dashboard for you to look at and be able to make decisions on in real time is going to be key to your success. We don't want you having to do, or your people's having to do, a whole bunch of manual processing to get you to these views. We want you to have one view, if possible, that's integrated to allow you to understand, where am I at? Am I above, at, below? So that you can then understand where you need to move the needle at most. And so cash flow is key, right? So that we're going to go back to 30, net 10, net 20, net 30, net 60, net 90, whatever, to understand where you need to be at and where you're currently at, and then how can you augment, right? Fill in any gaps that you're having. Is that a change in terms, contract terms? Is that a change in payment terms? Is that examining and harnessing your labor resources differently? Is there something else you could do operational efficiencies wise, again, to lower costs and or heighten revenues so that you can get it in the right ratio for you? You're also going to be looking at the investment strategies, right? So are you going to reinvest your profits? Are you going to need loans? Are you going to need investors? Are you going to need seed funding? Are you going to need ongoing, some type of capital infusion that will allow you to grow and scale? Again, we're looking and aiming at 10x to 25x. So again, the first two key to your organization's success. The next is financial metrics and KPIs, right? So this is part of our budgeting, forecasting, cost control, and really helping us create that real-time dashboard. Cash flow management, investment strategy is huge, right? But these financial metrics and KPIs, start. It doesn't have to be the end all be all the first time that you put this framework into place. But I would say it behooves you to examine in the ecosystem or harnessing your AI, whatever that AI entity is in your organization that you harness, what the key financial metrics and KPIs are for you and your role. What matters most to you, your investors, your industry, your role. And then you have to understand, how do they tie into your organization's overall strategy and ultimate business success? So they could inform a dashboard, they can inform a scorecard, they can inform your automation. So if we started with the end in mind, this is where we would start, even before perhaps we go to look at number one and number two, because it gives us something to aim for. It gives us some targets, and it helps inform our thinking on how we may want to structure our data views, how we may want to structure our budgets and our forecasts and our scorecards, etc. So starting with the end in mind, financial metrics and KPIs will give you a scorecard or a dashboard to be able to work from. Then you reverse engineer from there, and voila, you have your budget, your forecast, your cost controls, your cash flow management intent, and your investment strategies. The next is tax planning. We realize, of course, that all of these may not be your area of expertise. So we'll say, in the words of Mr. Dan Sullivan, who, not how, right? So one of the key constructs that we've talked about in 2024 and in previous years is it does not serve you, it does not serve your business for you to try to be all things to all people. And the more you can delegate out and find expertise, the greater your success is going to be. So if you're not a tax attorney, if you are not a CPA financial guru, if you do not have a solid grounding in budgeting, forecasting, cash flow management, etc., find people who are, right? There's plenty in I'm not sure what geography you're listening from. If you're in the Baltimore area, you can go to Baltimore City Chamber of Commerce. They have partnerships with WHC. They have partnerships with many other chambers around the DC metro area, but there are definite experts out there that will help you ensure that you don't make a misstep in these areas so that you could go further faster. Again, we want to start with the scale ratio that you're attempting to achieve for 2024 and beyond. If it's that 2x, 5x, 10x, 25x, whatever that looks like, right? We want to undergird that with a very firm tax plan, a financial plan, and then this automation so that you can understand from a real-time dashboard how you're doing actual versus expected. And then last but not least, we want to be thinking about risk management, right? So again, this is where our business attorneys, this is where our tax and financial experts can really help you, but it also helps if you take into account cyber, if you take into account other business risks from an operations standpoint that will help you protect your business from financial uncertainties. What we really want to do is we want you, perhaps you have an quality or an innovation expert at your fingertips that you can reach to that will help inform that. And yes, I'm raising my hand. This is Dr. Rhonda Farrell. I can help you, especially in this risk management area. But find an expert that you trust, that you have a relationship with, that's going to keep your business and your industry and can help minimize any issues that you're possibly going to encounter in 2024 and beyond, so that again you're trying to maximize your overall net revenue outcomes. And so we want to look at insurance, we want to understand other cyber safeguards, we want to look at financial safeguards, we want to look at continuity planning and contingency planning, right? So all of these is, we can look at it from a people, process, and technology standpoint to help you put in place a layered risk mitigation approach that's tailored directly for your organization, your industry, your size, etc. So again, this is Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the success strategist, bringing you week 27 of the Spotlight on Success, Mastering Financial Strategies. We hope that this has been informative and will help you 10x to 25x your organization in 2024 beyond. Follow up with us at advisor1 at successstrategist.com or at CEO at GBLINNOV and we will see you on the flip side of this next week with the week 28, bringing you tips, tools, and techniques to help you slay 2024.